Alright, hey YouTube, Gunham here, welcome back to Space Engineers. We're doing a multi-ship one this time around. We have 5 things to go over, so we're going to do that pretty quick. So, what do we got? Well, first off, this little thing. This is literally a tiny cargo ship. It's designed to be moving around small areas. I mean, you can see just how small it is. It's 3 blocks tall by 5 blocks wide by 10 long. That's it. There's a medium cargo container. There's some batteries. There's a couple of reactors. There's a small cargo container, a beacon, and some thrusters. And some gyros. It's extremely maneuverable. A couple flasher lights and a spotlight just so you can see. It's about as big as you, and it's extremely maneuverable. Next, this combat ship. This is supposed to be an unmanned drone. This would be removed. This is not supposed to be there. It's only there for the sake of this. This is the drone. 6 Gatling guns, 4 rocket launchers that are not reloadable. It has plenty of armor, a nice fat hydrogen tank inside here, along with a couple batteries. No jump drive. Multiple antennas. I believe there's a total of 5 antennas, and obviously hydrogen powered. There's also a sensor that's linked to an explosive charge located there. If the enemy's trying to, or has basically taken things out, you just activate that, and you can turn it into a landmine, or a space mine rather. But again, this is not supposed to be there. Total weight of this is about 30,000 kilos. Without that, total weight of this is like, it was either 3,000 or 6,000. I think it was 3, though empty. Next, this thing. This is a mobile welding platform. You can have people on the sides welding stuff, while you can also have this just welding things. It's meant for people on the outside. It has O2H2 generators, plenty of batteries, several gyros, oxygen tanks, a large reactor, obviously hydrogen, though it doesn't have the need for hydrogen. There's plenty of other seats for other people to get resupplied on their oxygen. It can be remote controlled, and it has solar panels, along with some connectors. You can dock a different ship up to it, like, I don't know, that thing. Get cargo that way. But this and that, and this, well, this is actually inspired by the intro video to the game. These two were actually inspired by Soviet Womble Bullshittery Part 4. He built that fighter of his. I need to try and see if I can't download that fighter. This is a unmanned combat space vehicle interceptor based on his light fighter, and this is a heavy fighter based on his light fighter. This I just made based on those other guys that made a platform for doing stuff, but theirs was a bit different. So you can have a bunch of people just sitting, waiting, going around. If there's anything major, the ship will weld it up because there's a ton of cargo for it, and as you can see, a ton of batteries. This has some additional cargo, obviously that big reactor. I believe these are, yes, cargo. I believe there's a couple smaller reactors hiding in, there's a couple. Obviously the gyros. This is not meant for combat, there's 0 weapons at all. It's pure ion powered as well. Yeah, it's not too maneuverable, it's not meant to be. And solar panels. And obviously a ton of spotlights. And yes, you can land it. You can hook it up via the connector to certain places, or to that connector. Everything's all connected up, so you can land and get people on. Oh, by the way, I have upgraded the Soviet Womble Survival Station. It's still vanilla. I have made these 5-point points, as you can see now. They're all 4 of them are 5 points instead of just 1. I've upgraded the weapons to be 5-point weapons instead of just 1. So that has increased the number of guns drastically. Yeah, I have upgraded the hangar to have a welding station. It's not very big, but it's better than nothing. And then I've made this solid and have welded up this. This is supposed to be an upgraded space station, so. Oh yeah, I added a couple other connectors here and there. So yeah, there's that. I believe I added a few gyros as well, just to make this thing not bounce around when you tap it. Yes, they're up here, I believe. Yep, there's a few. Right. Not the mainstay, but we got this. This is based off of Soviet Womble's light fighter. This is a heavy fighter. First off, firepower. 3 Gatling guns there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there, 3 there. His fighter has 6 Gatling guns. This has 15. By the way, on the interceptor, you see these black blocks? These black blocks are all heavy armor. All the rest is light armor to protect the front. Same with this thing. Everywhere you see this black armor is heavy armor. So, his only had a strip in the middle here, and then it was light armor everywhere else. This thing, literally from the entire front and around the turret, is heavy armor. Speaking of which, yes, there are 15 Gatling guns to fire forward, and a pair of Gatling gun turrets. These auto turrets will just, well, auto-engage at targets, and that is great. There's also a reloadable rocket launcher downstairs, protected by heavy armor. It is a mixture of ion and hydrogen. It has actually intentionally room for passengers now. It has 2 hydrogen tanks, not 1, multiple O2 generators, multiple small reactors. It does have a self-destruct and a sensor. There's various warheads on board, not just 1. So it can be turned into a mine, if nothing else. Cockpit has a little bit difficulty to see, but it's not much overall. It's actually basically like that. So it's pretty good. It's just not good around, but that's heavily protecting the cockpit. The cockpit itself is not heavy armor. So his had 6 and no turrets and no rockets. This has 15 with turrets and rockets. In fact, none of the others in that Soviet Womble Space Engineers bullshittery number 4 used garden turrets. This has 2, so win. It's not very big either. I mean, you can see how big it is. It's pretty small overall. It does have a ladder on the back so you can get in. Other than that, yeah, it's a connector. Now, finally, this is what I really wanted to talk about. Right, let's get over with this. I've not finished setting up the buttons, and I haven't added the flasher lights, nor have I added the cameras yet, so bear that all in mind. This. I really want to get my hands on Soviet Womble's fighter, for one, and his, just look at that thing. And Soviet Womble's, his capital ship. I want to take a look at it and modify it. It's almost hilarious. But this is a Soviet Womble battle cruiser. Look at the firepower. There are no rocket turrets. There are rockets, but not turrets. You can see the number of Gatling guns in this thing. It is mirror top and bottom in the forward section. The forward section is identical top to bottom, save for like 1 or 2 little things. And then the rear section is modified, and I intentionally have smokers just to throw off the enemy a little bit. Speaking of which, let me turn those off. better for frames as well. Shoo. This thing's heavy. Forgot to mention. Yeah, this thing's 3 or 6,000 kilos. This is 31,000. This, I don't know, don't really matter. This is 125,000 kilos, so yeah, it's heavy. But with 15 Gatling guns, a reloadable rocket launcher, and 2 turrets, and all that heavy armor. This thing, I don't actually know how heavy it is. That's not light armor you're looking at. The entire outside of this thing is pure heavy armor. It's heavy armor the whole way. And some of the interior is heavy armor too, including the entirety of the hangar. Except for the command thing, which I actually forgot to put that on this before I put that in. It should be sitting right there, but it's not, so my bad. We'll take a look at that later. So, I added a few interesting... You might be wondering, what are these things? I mean, this looks weird. They're landing gear and all that? Yeah. There's a rotor. I decided a little bit of additional firepower and decoys would be a good idea. We'll show you that in a second, but look at this. Here's the engine bay, which the engines are plain. There's no fancy engines, but it allows the guns that are there to have a good field of fire. It's just, meh. You can't really see much in the way of engines. I mean, there's this massive bank here. There's a massive bank up high here and down below and there. That's because the majority of the engines are actually inside the ship. So, yeah. We'll take a look at the inside, mainly thanks to the bottom down there. On the outside, you have the forward section, which these little guys are mainly meant to shoot down enemy missiles. They're kind of everywhere to shoot down missiles. The Gatling guns, don't waste the ammo. There's plenty of these. Couple antenna here. This section is the primary side airlock with a connector. Obviously there's this, which is just, that's a lot of guns. And you saw the rear. It's very simple. There's a lot of guns covering the bridge, which isn't very big, but it's there. Tight, guys. And there's a external docking pad system right here. Nice marks around all of the docks. Going down, we have a bunch more external docks along with some visible engines and a ton more guns sitting here. And the internal cargo bay. Let's take a look at the inside. Here's what I was talking about with that thruster system on the inside. Beacon, hydrogen, plenty of that. Several reactors, a couple hallways, one top, one bottom, to reach the engines and just, well, the room for expansion. More reactors, here's some cargo you can see, and more hydrogen. And that there is the only gravity well generator on the entire ship. So, yeah. This is a way up and down. This right here is actually the airlock, which is slightly different on the other one. This is the main crew accommodations, but not sleeping arrangements. So there's some sleeping in here. You have toilets, armories, a lab, a kitchen, there, some spare parts, which is nice, and some stuff, and a desk or two. No, with medical. There's that pad. This leads to inside of the hangar bit here, which we'll get to that on the other one. Some gyros are visible there. On this upper section, this actually leads to up here, which this is actually where a lot of the crew sleeping and medical is, up here. Cryo, you have medical, one bathroom on each side, and some armory. That's what that is, right below the bridge. So the main thing is here, and you can see the difference between the heavy and the light armor right there. That's heavy, that's light. On the back, you have the battery bank, you have the singular jump drive, you have a few additional hydrogen tanks and gyros. And then you have the hangar, which there's that little thing. Look at that. It's so cute. So, and some of the hydrogen engines downstairs. You go up through that door, turn, go in here. This is almost a vanilla thing. There are two things that really should be added to the game. Well, the number one thing that should be added to the game is the Titan engine. But two other things, a hangar door mod that allows for much bigger doors than your standard. And this, the Atlas Super Laser. Get some welders for it. This is what was hiding behind those other doors. This is a bank of rockets. So you turn off your shoot down missiles ability on your guns, open the doors, and fire out from all these rockets. It's a 20 total. 20 launchers, so that's going to leave a mark. You see there's gyros above and below them. Now what this doesn't really, well, it does show it a little here. This area that's blank here, that's your hallway. So what's this? Well, it's actually a little shown here. You have gyros there, which, yeah, this is your external door. That's what that is. You have some gyros there, and you have the openings here, and you have hydrogen in there. Ooh, where am I? Having this hydrogen here, yeah, that's useful, but it's the empty space. This empty space that is around in places, though it's sealed up more in others. There's some, like here. This is intentional. All this empty space that you see around is spaced armor. It's intentionally empty to allow shots to come in and hit and do nothing to the ship itself by being capped from the heavy armor, go in to the light armor down below it, or further heavy, but do no damage. So explosions especially would do little, although there are some areas that it would do some damage. But ramming or explosives wouldn't do much. Now about these things. These are moving arms with a few guns. They're able to be detached. They have engines in all 6 directions. They have batteries, but they have decoys. There's 5 decoys, I believe. There's 2 there, 2 there, and 1 there. Along with having a reactor, or 2 reactors, O2, H2 generators, some hydrogen tanks, hydrogen engines, an antenna, more hydrogen engines, batteries, and a lot of guns, including guns to shoot down missiles. Including on the backside, there's also a couple cargo bits in here. And there's another over by the other reactor. So this will shoot down any enemy missiles and things from out there. Let's take a look. Again, this isn't quite set up yet, but the first panel here, you can open up for the rockets, and you can control your other antenna. You want to keep those ones on. You can fire your rockets. I'm not going to do that. And you can turn off the shoot at missiles from here, so you can fire your rockets without issue. Area 2 is all about the laser. We'll get to that later. I need cameras. 3. This is the fun one. This controls all of these. So, we hit 1, oh no wait, we hit 2 to unlock, then 1 to turn off. Then I want to hit 7 to turn on the rotor. And I want to hit 8 to reverse. Wow. and then I hit 4 and 5, and then I hit 7 again, followed by 6. You can see the engines have now turned on. That's important. By turning on these engines now, it's shaking though. Why are you shaking? Maybe I should turn on the rotor and unlock for just a second, let it finish its thing. Lock and off. Okay, yeah, you just need to give it a little time. So, the point of doing that, you extend these out. Obviously, you can shoot at this one's valuables from here, and you can shoot that one's from there, but if you're trying to attack, you don't want to attack from the middle here because of all these guns. You can attack from up here coming down at that, but who would do that? Most won't, especially because of that. All these guns shooting at you. But what this is decoys. 2 decoys there, 2 decoys there, and 1 decoy there. And this one's a lot closer, but that is heavy armor. If they do shoot here, I have welders. But if they manage to blow it off, why do you think it has its own engines, including on the front? The reason for those engines is so it'll stop. The reason it has gyros, so it'll stop. It'll just be sitting there as a mobile gun, waiting to shoot you. So, as your ships are coming in, they're shooting around there, they're shooting around there, and they're shooting around there with their automated turrets, ignoring the main battle cruiser. The reason this is a battle cruiser is because of that Atlas super laser, which I just really want to do this. I'm not going to shoot at anything, but I love this sound. I just love the sound of this thing. Turn on those welders just in case. Take a look at it. I renamed it Atlas Flight Seat so you can easily look at it when you hit K. Fully charged. Current charge, name of that, it's fully charged. So, let me open. It has a double door system. It's open. And oh, that is just, oh, and it goes away to recharge, because that's the issue. Donk. Or actually, I'm going to keep my welders on, but yeah, that's the issue. Real DPS, peak DPS, base DPS, area DPS, explode 0, current 0, construct DPS, shots per second 30, current input 880 megawatts. Look at that chart. Look at how much my power is being used. Now, about movement. How quick it's going up, which actually those things are countering my movement. So I'm going to turn those off. In combat, it doesn't really matter, but they're countering. Do this. 5 seconds. Or 5 ms right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 5. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and close those up. Now, by the way, can you see my weight right there? 37, almost 38 million kilograms. Think of that. Almost 38 million kilograms. Ouch. These don't take too long, but they're so useful. I don't want them to break. Which actually, I need the the leg welders. These should just be kept on. Locked. Okay. Reversing is not the best. But it's all about the same. No, I should go over you. It takes about 3 seconds, or 2 to 3 seconds to go to 5 in all the other directions. Forward, it's still about the same thing. To reach 5 seconds takes about 2 to 3 seconds. Now, maneuverability, though, as you can see, at 60 frames a second, maneuverability is pretty nice because I have hundreds of gyros. Just have to be careful. Now, I do want to shoot something. I want to see how much damage that Atlas laser can truly do. I'll be right back. This is the issue. I'm waiting for this thing. I've added a few cameras. I can see where I'm aiming with this big thing. Yeah. It just takes forever. I am lined up to just annihilate that ship. I'm going to go through quite a bit of heavy armor firing, but I need to turn on destructible blocks. I'll be right back. So it's just past the negatives and now it's to go to the positives. That's why I think this thing is actually pretty fair. Though it's extremely powerful, it takes forever. It takes like 10 minutes to recharge. So, I think they could add it to the game, but if anything, they should add the Titan engine to the game. Okay, it stopped, and it says it's not reloading anymore. So I think it's ready, even though it doesn't say it's got required. That's right. Open up. We'll know, we'll hear it. You see what I did with my cameras. I mean, that's okay. Click. Oh, it's absolutely working. Goodbye. Destructible box is currently turned on, so this is going to be laggy. Okay. That did something. This is where the shot went through, right about here. Now, bear in mind, a lot of this is heavy armor. Okay? I think all of this was heavy armor. And there's a bunch of stuff in here, which isn't there anymore. How did it make it through that? Well, I mean, the super laser was there, so it made it through the ship and all that heavy armor. Pretty powerful. Let's try adjusting. I'm gonna shoot it in that pillar right there. Yeah, spotlight or something to there. There we go. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. It's not gonna let me fire until it's done charging. I tried. I'll be back again to shoot it again. Actually, let's go over. No, I guess bigger, so. Right through the engine there? That might be the side of the ship. Right there. I'm trying to find a place with a ton of armor. And the ton of armor, oh, that would work. Just I can't even quite the middle, so. That line. So there, okay. I need to aim up a little bit. That'll do. I just gotta wait for the recharge. I'll be back again. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Added some spotlights to the front. Don't move that. Goodbye. Let's see if I miss. Goodbye to my frames. I broke some stuff. That's heavy armor, okay? That's all heavy armor. And this was all hydrogen. And all these gyroscopes are now well, not all of them are they're all detached. Like every single gyroscope is detached except for like these ones, but they're all turned off anyways, so. Jeez. What was in here? I don't think there was anything. That was the previous shot. So this is this shot. Look at that. That is just stupid. That was what that huge explosion was. These 3 enormous hydrogen tanks that were in here. Alright, so, yeah. It just annihilates heavy armor. It just... that thing's pretty powerful. As you can tell. I'm going to close that now. Very powerful. Go away, you. Oh, look at that. All these things. This is silly. What's a flight seat doing there? reasons I have hydrogen on this thing is because I don't have to worry about this thing consuming energy to move. I am going to add a couple of ion engines to it, so just in case. Though that's not really going to matter if I don't add like a ton. What I'm thinking of doing is adding a bunch of fighters into this, a bunch of those things on the left there. I was thinking of connecting this to the space station and sending it as one big package. I don't think that's a good idea. 2 separate packages works. Okay. Yeah, this is what that thing is supposed to look like. You have a place to connect, but other than that, look how tiny this thing is. Seriously, you sit there. This is ridiculous. So I'm just going to add a few of these into there and send it with them. I'm not thinking about this thing, well maybe. Though I don't think it'll go inside. But yes, as I was talking about, I added this, which you can access from the primary airlock. You enter in several guns, go to the rest of the ship, or go into there, which gets you access to hangar. It's pretty simple to move around this place. I just need to hook up buttons and whatnot. Add some lights, add some flasher lights. Add some cameras and spotlights. No, screw you, Goodbot. I forgot to mention, this does have a welder pit, but it's only on the left. It's asymmetrical, so you can have a few small things here. A couple big things on the ceiling, or those big fighters. Interceptors on the floor, those pod things around, some out here. I'll stick a few craft in here for you all, and I'll see what I can stick in here, but I'll send it with a few ships. Sure, you can enjoy. As the doors, yeah, it's doors, who cares? There's only the one jump drive though. That's okay. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you like my ship, which is not named. The reason this thing's a battle cruiser is because of that Atlas super laser. But even without that Atlas super laser, you have all those missiles up front, so I still think it's more a battle cruiser than anything. Did I see something there? Literally just all guns. I'm like, why does that look weird? Look at you later.